Hello, I'm Dr. Margaret Van Coops. Some of you may know me because of my show Journey into an Unknown World. I've been talking to people about all sorts of subjects, and recently I've decided to learn how to do these talks on YouTube. Today I'd like to talk about society and the way the world is shifting, particularly as we're in the year 2011 and approaching 2012. So what do I see about this? Currently we're going through all sorts of revolutions in many different ways. We can actually look at the Middle East and all the trauma there, or we can look at England and see the riots, or we can come back to America and we can see the upsets about the way the country should be run. Wherever we look in the world, we can see that there is change happening. Whether we like it or not, the world is shifting, and so are we. Let's take, for example, the weather. Sometimes we think it's going to be really sunny and bright, and the next thing we know, there's a hurricane or a tornado ripping our home apart. Or perhaps we're enjoying the ocean and suddenly there is a great wave that causes destruction. How can we be happy when so much is happening? Well, it's not easy on an everyday level to put on that smiley face and say everything is as it should be, especially when we've lost ones that we love, our animals or our property. But you know, in the overview as individuals, there's something deeper going on. Our spirit self is questioning our existence. Some people say to me, well, how do I know where my spirit is? Maybe it's in my brain, or maybe it's in my heart. Well, I'd like to clarify that a little. You know, even before we're born, our spirit is connecting with our brain and with the way our body grows. And throughout our life, it continues to do the same. So actually, our spirit is in every cell of our body, including the brain. So next time you do some thinking, perhaps you'll stop and say, well, what does my real self say? What does my spirit self say about myself and my situation? You know, it's very difficult when we're up against obstacles. There are lots of people who say things in different ways. We're not sure what they mean. Maybe their tone has an inflection that means something that we don't like, while others seem to say something quite neutral, and yet somehow we feel a bond with them. So what is it that's going on? Well, basically what we're doing is allowing ourselves to accept change, and it comes in the most unusual ways. So right now, you might be thinking life is pretty simple. You haven't got all the things you want, or maybe you've got too much and you're wishing to get rid of some things. Whatever your lifestyle is, there's going to be some part of you saying you want to change, to alter the way things are going on around you, and that's as it should be. Some people talk about astrology and the influence of the planets. They look at their sun sign, and they see that they look generally like others born under that sun sign, while others think, I feel different from that. I feel like I don't belong here on this planet, like I was living somewhere else before I came here. Whatever your thoughts are, what's going on really is that your spirit self is saying, I'm here for the change. I'm ready to allow myself to move into a new dynamic. So when we talk about 2012, what are we actually thinking about? Are we thinking about the end of the world? Are we thinking about a new ice age? Or are we just simply talking about a new dynamic? Personally, because I'm a psychic too, I have to admit, I've never really seen the world coming to an end. I don't believe that this planet is going to suddenly destruct. But what I do know is that we are going to be affected by more winds, more rain, more ocean floods, and yes, we are going to have to adapt to that weather. We will have more crises, but in the process of a crisis comes new understanding. So we will begin to think about how to do things in a different way. And of course, when we do that, we become inventive. We have innovation to try and find something that suits us in a better style for a different purpose. You know, when we look back over the last 50 years, we've seen technology really take a hold on us. In fact, here I am sitting talking to you when 50 years ago this was impossible. So just imagine what another 10 years is going to do. Will our children be sitting at home learning all that they need to know from a computer? What will happen to the way we communicate? How will we learn to search and really share with one another? Well, personally, I believe that we need to take the children when they're very young and teach them all about their spirit self and open up their consciousness to accepting that they are psychic, that they are intuitionally aware, and that they can share with one another emotionally, mentally, and physically. That means that we need to encourage the children to become artists. We'd like to have more music and, understand rhythm and vibration, because when a child is enjoying making music or drawing or painting, they're actually very happy, and we want to see a happy world. So the more we develop our creativity, the more our children learn to enjoy it, the better we are for having a society that can share. We don't need to worry about what class or what color we are or where we've been or what we've done. What we need to think about is now. We need to learn to enjoy being fully present in the moment so that by the end of the day we can say, I had a good day. So next time you think about planning your future, stop and ask yourself, are you enjoying now? Laying a solid foundation stone for you to develop something tomorrow. Bit by bit, as you learn to accept and enjoy now, you're going to find that tomorrow will automatically develop in the right way for you. Whether you decide to grow vegetables or create a masterpiece of the century is up to you. And it all depends on how you perceive yourself and the things that you want to do. So my message to you for today is don't worry about disasters and distractions. Instead, think about enjoying the pleasures of who you are and the things that you can do. Look at your talents, look at your skills, and really believe in yourself. Don't let anyone put you down. Don't put yourself down. Don't run negative self-talk. Instead, praise yourself and enjoy the fact that you are alive, you are in this time, and that there are lots of things for you to do today. And then know that tomorrow will bring even more smiles. So until we meet again, enjoy yourself. Now, just remember, if you'd like to hear more from me, you can go to my show, Journey into an Unknown World, on webtalkradio.net. I hope you'll join me there. Goodbye.